Alright class, today we're going to talk about picture boxes, a little bit of random number generation, and back to our old friend the drop-down box. Now my drop-down box, very simple, is a combo box over here, and it's just called CBO choice. Yeah, there we go. The picture box here, which you see the little Mario face in it, that is called pick image. PIC image. And then the random button is button random, with the text random on it. Pretty straightforward. So what this is going to do is, I've got two pictures. I went online, downloaded them, and those pictures I went ahead and dumped into my program. Now, I put them in, wherever your program is. Mine's called Playing with Boxes. I dug in to the file itself, to the bin, debug, and I did put some here. It depends what version you're using, how they lay this out. Usually the bin is where it needs to be, but pretty much where the exe file is going to be is where these files are going to need to be. I have a Luigi in this particular one, and a Mario, and of course if I'm in class I'm probably going to use something different, but you can do 2 or 3 pictures. I just did 2, just to show how this works. And I put them here in this bin. Now in order for this to work, I do need to import it, I think, just to make sure. So you can go up here and, if I can find my image icon up here, cursor, border, user, image, location, air image, image. See if I can find it. I've already clicked on all the links, so my stuff is pretty much set up. I actually probably don't have to import it per se, to be perfectly honest. I did just to make sure, but let's see, enabled equals true. We could of course turn that off and then make that true when things are selected. Let's see, control bindings, data, name, and of course pick image. I don't know where it went, honestly. There was an image option here. Oh, there it is. Okay, image. I just went ahead and imported these just to make sure. Now, code-wise, I've got 2 bits here. One on my combo box, one on my random button here. If you double-click on the combo box, it has essentially, when the index changes. What I'm going to do is adjust that image to one of the other images. So I've got Mario and JPG and Luigi PNG for mine. Whatever yours happens to be, just change the name differently. And you could have an if, else if, else if, else here. So you can have as many as you want. You would just need to add a little bit more to your stuff. Now, my drop-down box does have a couple of items in it, and that's under collections, and that is Mario and Luigi. And I capitalized mine. It's going to need to be capitalized in the other place as well, in code, that is, when we're checking it here. So if selected item is Mario, then I'm going to load up the Mario picture. If it's not Mario, I only have one other choice, so it's going to be Luigi. And that's how that runs. So let's see what happens when I run it. It defaults to Mario because that's kind of what I set it to, but Luigi, Mario, Luigi, and Mario. It just goes back and forth. Now, the random button, and I only have 2 items, so it's not going to be super exciting, but what it's going to do is draw a random number, and then based on that random number, it's going to load up a picture. So, no matter what I select over here, Luigi, random. I will random back and forth between these two fairly consistently. If I add 4 more, I just add a couple more ifs, and it'll random through those as well. You honestly playing with this is the easiest way to learn. Add several pictures and play around with it. Add 2 or 3 picture boxes. Have one picture box for this and another for that. That's just good things to practice if you want to learn how to utilize all these things. Try doing it one way and try doing it a different way. Now, we'll get to this at a later date, but since I'm here, I should also mention this. If you wanted something to happen like as soon as the program loads, you could just double click on the form itself, and then on load it could do stuff. Set things up like disable that picture, re-enable it later. There's a couple of different things you could do there. Not in this project though, but in future projects we'll talk a little bit more about that. So the point of this project was just to be able to do 2 things. 1, change the picture based on what we picked. 2, play with randomness of that, so we can randomly change the picture as well. Let's zoom out. There we go. So that is the rough gist of how that works. Again, there's your code for each one. It's not too substantial. Just a set of if statements here, and then the random numbers and some if statements here. Now again, add some more. Download a few more pictures. They do need to be wherever that program is. So in my case, mine is in users, name, source, repos. And then this will have every project you pretty much built, playing with boxes, and you just have to dig in until typically, depending on what version you're using, it may be laid out a little differently, but mine is the 2019 version, bin, debug, and I dumped some pictures here, but this is not where the exe file is, so this is not where it's going to be looking. It should be right here where that exe file is. And then you'll see my little pictures over there. Once it's there, you just have to go in there and just type in the name of the picture you want. Mario.jpg. Now if you're looking for a specific location that's not in the folder, you could put in that whole option there. Pictures, Mario JPEG. We could put in the entire thing. I prefer to do it this way. It's just, it takes a minute to get all the files there, but it just puts it all in one place. And it will definitely run every single time. If you're pulling from your documents or pictures or your desktop or something, when you submit a program or show it to someone else on another computer, those pictures may not be there. So it's honestly just better to keep them all contained in the program itself. Alright, well that is essentially it. If you have any questions, as usual, feel free to ask.